Welcome to my channel, American Accent. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to speak English but no words came out? You know what to say. You studied it. But when it's time to speak, your mouth stays closed. Your heart beats fast. You feel afraid. I understand. I felt the same. I stayed silent for a long time. But something changed. I found a way to speak, a simple way, and now I want to share it with you. If you stay with me, I will show you how I went from silence to speaking, step by step, in just 30 days. I believe this video can help you. Maybe it can even change your life. So keep watching. Let's begin together. Chapter 1. The fear that freezes you. In the beginning, I could not speak. I really wanted to, but I couldn't. I knew many words. I studied grammar. I listened to English every day. But when I tried to speak, nothing came out. I sat in class. The teacher asked a question. My heart beat fast. I knew the answer. I knew the words. But I stayed silent. My hands were cold. My mouth stayed closed. I looked down. I didn't want anyone to see me. I felt small. I felt scared. I was afraid to speak. At work, someone said, "Hi." I smiled, but I said nothing. I wanted to say, "Hello, how are you?" But I froze. My mind went blank. It was like my brain stopped working. I forgot everything. The words were gone. My lips didn't move. People around me were speaking. They laughed. They talked fast. Their English was so smooth. I felt like I didn't belong. I felt different. I felt stuck. It hurt. Because deep inside, I had something to say. I had thoughts. I had stories. I had feelings. But they were trapped. Trapped behind fear. Trapped behind silence. I was afraid of making mistakes. I was afraid people would laugh at me. I thought they would not understand me. I thought my English was not good enough. So I stayed quiet. I nodded. I smiled. Then I walked away. Again and again. And every time I stayed silent, I felt worse. I went home angry. Angry at myself. I said, "Why didn't you speak?" I knew the answer. I had practiced it. I even said it last night. But today, I failed again. I was tired of feeling this way. One day, something happened. I went to a shop. I wanted to buy a pen. The man at the counter looked at me and said, "Can I help you?" My heart jumped. I wanted to say, "Yes, I want a pen," but I just stood there. I froze. I felt my face turn red. I pointed to the pen. He gave it to me. I paid. I walked out. That moment stayed with me. It felt small, but it was big. It was a simple sentence, just 5 words. But I could not say it. That night I sat alone in my room. I felt so tired. Tired of being scared. Tired of running away. Tired of silence. I cried. I said to myself, "This is enough." I didn't want to live like this anymore. I didn't want to be afraid. I didn't want to feel weak. I didn't want to hide. So I made a promise. A small promise. I said, "Tomorrow, I will try. Not speak perfectly. Just try. Just one word. Just one sentence. That's all." The next day, I stood in front of the mirror. I looked into my own eyes. I took a breath. Then I said, "Hello." My voice was quiet. My heart was loud. I said it again, "Hello." My lips moved. My voice came out. I smiled. It was just one word, but it was mine. That was the start. One word, one step, one small win. You may feel the same right now. Maybe your voice disappears when you want to speak. Maybe you understand everything but say nothing. Maybe you feel fear every time someone talks to you in English. I want you to know something. I understand. You are not weak. You are not stupid. You are not alone. This fear is normal. I felt it too. Many people feel it. But it doesn't have to stay this way. I changed. Slowly. Step by step. Word by word. And you can too. If you follow me day by day, and if you speak with me every day, you will speak. I promise. Maybe not fast at first, maybe not perfect, but you will speak. You will grow. You will find your voice. And one day, when someone says, "Can I help you?" you will not freeze. You will smile and say, "Yes, I'm looking for a pen." That day will come. I believe it, and I believe in you. Let's begin this journey together. You are not behind. You are starting now, and that's the best place to start. Chapter 2. Starting with simple words. After I said hello in the mirror, I stood there for a while. My heart was still beating fast. My hands were still a little cold, but I smiled. It was one small word, but it was my voice. I had done it. I had spoken. It felt strange. It felt silly. I was talking to myself alone in a room, but it also felt powerful. That one word was real. I didn't just think in English, I spoke it, and that changed something in me. So I did it again. I looked in the mirror and said, "Hello." Then I added another word, "Hi." Then another, "Yes." I kept going. "No, please. Thank you." These were not big words, but they were real. They were useful. They were easy to say. I realized I didn't need to speak like a native speaker. I didn't need long sentences. I just needed to begin with what I already knew. Simple words. Everyday words. Words I had seen before. Words I had heard so many times in videos but never used. I made a small list. 5 words. Just 5. That's it. First day 1. Hello, yes, no. Thank you, please. I wrote them in a notebook. I said them out loud. I used them with my family. When my mother gave me tea, I smiled and said, "Thank you." When my brother asked a question, I said, "Yes" or "No" in English. It felt new. It felt fun. I stood by the mirror and practiced again. Hello, please. Thank you. My voice got a little louder each time. The next day, I picked 5 more words. Day 2. 1. Book pen bag. Phone chair. I looked around my room. I touched the objects. I said their names. This is a book. That is a chair. I have a pen. I walked around and said what I saw. I looked at my phone and said, "Phone." I held my bag and said, "This is my bag." I didn't care if my accent was wrong. I didn't care if the grammar wasn't perfect. I just spoke. I just used the words. And every time I said a sentence, I felt something grow inside me. Confidence. I began using short sentences. I like this pen. That is my chair. This phone is black. Simple, clear, real. I started to play a game. I took one word and tried to use it 5 different ways. Let's take the word book. This is a book. I like this book. The book is big. Where is my book? I read a book. It was fun. It became a challenge. How many sentences can I say with just one word? And at night I reviewed my words. I opened my notebook. I read the 5 words I learned that day. I closed my eyes and said them again out loud. I spoke slowly. I listened to my voice. It still sounded strange to me, but I didn't stop. I knew that strange was the first step. Strange becomes normal with time. I also started using flashcards. On one side, I wrote the word. On the other side, I wrote a sentence. Eat, I eat rice. Run, I run fast. Sleep, I sleep at night. I looked at the flashcard, said the sentence, and acted it out. I ran around the room. I pretended to sleep. I smiled. It felt like I was playing, but I was learning. Soon I had many flashcards. I kept them in a box. Every day I picked 5. I read them. I said them. I used them. I noticed something else. The more I said simple words, the more I felt brave. I didn't need big vocabulary. I didn't need difficult grammar. I just needed my voice, my real, simple voice. One day, my friend messaged me in English. Just a short message. How are you? Before, I would feel panic. But this time, I replied, I'm fine, thank you. That was it. A full sentence. I typed it. I spoke it. And I smiled. It was a small win. But for me, it felt big. That's when I learned something important. Small wins create big change. 1 word today, 2 words tomorrow, a sentence next week. And slowly, you start to speak without fear. So if you're just beginning, don't wait for perfect English. Start with simple words. Say them out loud. Use them at home. Write them down. Speak them in the mirror. Play with them. Enjoy them. Remember, speaking English doesn't start with long talks. It starts with small words, short sentences, and a lot of love for learning. Every word you say is 1 step closer to fluency, 1 step closer to freedom. Keep speaking. Keep smiling. You are already growing. Chapter 3. Talking to yourself. Works. I remember the first time I talked to myself in English. I was alone in my room. I looked around. No one was there. I felt a little shy, even though no one could hear me. But I took a breath and said, I am learning English. I laughed. It felt strange. Why am I talking to myself? I thought I was being silly. But then I said it again. I am learning English. And something inside me changed. I felt free. I didn't feel pressure. I didn't feel judged. I didn't feel afraid. I just spoke. That was the moment I discovered something powerful. Self-talk. Talking to yourself works. It really does. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a speaking partner. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need your voice. Every morning, I started a new habit. I woke up, looked in the mirror, and said, Good morning. Then I added more. How are you today? I feel good. I slept well. These were simple sentences, but they were mine. While brushing my teeth, I said, I am brushing my teeth. This is my toothbrush. When I poured tea, I said, I am drinking tea. The tea is hot. I talked about everything I was doing. I didn't think too much. I just said what I saw. I described my world. When I got dressed, I said, these are my socks. This is my shirt. I like this color. When I made breakfast, I said, I am cooking eggs. I eat eggs every morning. I like them. I talked about my food, my clothes, my home, my day. I didn't care about being perfect. I didn't worry about mistakes. I just talked, and the more I talked, the better I felt. I walked around my room and said everything I saw. This is a chair. The chair is brown. That is my phone. My phone is on the table. I have a book. The book is about English. It became a habit, a fun one, a strong one. And at night before sleeping, I did something that helped me a lot. I reviewed my day in English. I said, today I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I ate breakfast. I watched a video in English. I learned 5 new words. I talked to myself. I did a good job. It felt good to hear myself say those things. It gave me hope. It made me feel strong. I realized something very important. Fluency starts alone. You don't need a partner to begin. You already have someone. You. Your voice is your best teacher. Your room is your best classroom. Your day is your best lesson. When you talk to yourself, you practice without fear. No one is judging you. No one is correcting you. You are free. You can speak slowly. You can repeat words. You can make mistakes and fix them. And no one will know. Some people say, but it's strange to talk to yourself. Maybe, but it works. Babies talk to themselves. Children talk to their toys. They repeat what they hear. They learn by speaking alone first. We can learn the same way. You don't have to speak for 1 hour. Start with 1 minute. Describe what you are doing. I am washing the dishes. I am opening the window. I am writing in my notebook. Then add more. I am tired today. I want to go for a walk. I learned 5 new words. I will practice them now. Your English will grow naturally. Your tongue will move faster. Your brain will get used to thinking in English. You will stop translating. You will start speaking. I used to wait for the perfect time to practice. I waited for the right person to talk to, but I waited too long. Nothing changed. When I started talking to myself, everything changed. Because when you speak, you train your voice. When you speak every day, your fear becomes smaller. Your words come faster. Your confidence grows. And here's the best part. You don't need anything special. You don't need money. You don't need a partner. You just need a few minutes and your voice. So here's what you can do starting today. Talk to yourself while doing daily things. Describe everything around you. Use simple words. Speak slowly. Repeat sentences. Review your day in English every night. It's okay if it feels strange at first. That's normal. But keep going. Every day, say a little more. Every day, try a new sentence. Every day, believe in yourself a little more. You are not alone. You have your voice. You have your mind. You are stronger than you think. Talking to yourself is not silly. It's smart. It's brave. It's powerful. So start today. Say one sentence. Say it out loud. Then say another. Then keep going. That's how I began. That's how you will begin too. And one day when someone speaks to you in English, you will answer with confidence, because you already said it to yourself 100 times. Fluency begins now, with you. Chapter 4. Copying like a parrot. One day, I was watching an English video. It was short. Just a woman saying, "Good morning, how are you today?" She smiled. Her voice was clear, warm, kind. I liked her voice. I liked how the words sounded, smooth, natural, easy. I wanted to speak like her. So I did something simple. I paused the video. I said her words, "Good morning, how are you today?" Then I played it again. I listened carefully. I said it again. Same words, same smile, same sound. And something amazing happened. I felt like I was speaking real English. That day, I discovered one of the most powerful methods, copying like a parrot. We call it shadowing. You listen. You repeat. You don't stop to study. You don't stop to ask why. You just copy. Babies do this. That's how they learn. They don't study grammar. They don't read rules. They just hear and repeat, again and again. So I became a parrot, a happy one. I found more short videos. I looked for slow, clear speakers, cartoons, vlogs, interviews, daily conversations. Not long videos, just 1 or 2 minutes. I listened. I copied. I shadowed every word. I didn't write anything down. I didn't pause to ask, "What does that mean?" I focused only on sound, the rhythm, the feeling, the music of the sentence. "I'm feeling great. It's a sunny day. Let's go to the store. What do you want to eat?" I said the lines again and again. I matched their tone. I matched their speed. I copied their smiles, their emotions. I was not just saying the words, I was becoming the words. And slowly, something beautiful started to happen. My tongue moved faster. My lips found the right shape. My ears became sharper. My voice became clearer. I was training. Not just learning, training. Speaking is like a sport, like dancing, like playing guitar. You can't just read about it. You have to move your mouth. You have to feel the sounds. You have to train the muscles. Every time I shadowed, I felt my mouth learning a new dance, a new rhythm, a new music. I didn't worry about grammar. I didn't worry about mistakes. I didn't even try to understand every word. I just copied. I let my brain relax. I let my ears lead the way. Sometimes I used cartoons. They were fun. The characters spoke slowly. Their voices had emotion. I copied them like this. "Let's go to the park. I'm hungry. That's a big balloon," I repeated with energy. I laughed. I had fun. I felt like a child learning again. And that's the best way to learn. Other times, I found videos with real people, vlogs, short conversations, daily life scenes. I listened to how they said things, not just what they said. "Hey, what's up?" "Nothing much, just relaxing." "Cool, cool. Want to get some coffee?" I copied the way they spoke. Not just words, but style, flow, feeling. I stood in front of the mirror. I watched myself. I watched how my mouth moved. I tried to sound just like them. I copied their smile, their pause, their emotion. Every day I did 5 minutes. Just 5. Even on busy days I said, just 5 lines today. That was my goal. Some days I felt tired, but I still did it, just like brushing my teeth. I made it a habit, a small habit, but a strong one. And slowly, my English voice changed. It became smoother, more natural, more confident. I started to sound like the videos I copied. I started to feel the language, not just think it. Feel it in my mouth, in my ears, in my chest. That's the magic of parroting. When you copy, you learn more than words. You learn sound, you learn music, you learn how to speak like a native, without studying hard, without stress. So here's how you can do it. 1. Find a short video with clear speech. 2. Play one sentence. Dritte pause. 4. Repeat the sentence out loud. 5. Match the voice, the rhythm, the feeling. 6. Repeat again and again. You can start with daily vlogs, children's shows, cartoon scenes, English lessons with subtitles, movie clips, easy ones. Don't worry about perfect understanding. Don't write, don't stop. Just copy. Your brain will remember. Your mouth will learn. Your voice will grow. Even 5 minutes a day can make a big difference. Just listen, copy, repeat, smile. When people hear you speak, they will say, "Wow, you sound natural." And you will smile because you know the secret. You practiced like a parrot. You didn't just study English, you trained it. So, start today. Pick one video, one sentence, one voice, copy it. Feel the rhythm, feel the sound. Let it live in your mouth. Fluency is not far. It's already inside you, just waiting to come out. Chapter 5. Building confidence through mistakes. Let me tell you a secret. The first time I said a full sentence in English to a real person, I made a mistake. I was in a store. I wanted to say, "I want to buy this notebook." But what came out was, "I notebook buy want." The man looked confused. I felt hot. My face turned red. My hands shook, but I smiled. I pointed to the notebook. He gave it to me. I paid and walked away. At first, I felt ashamed. Why did I say it wrong? I asked myself. I had practiced that sentence in my head so many times. I knew the right words, but in the moment, they got mixed up. That night, I almost cried. I thought, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I should stop. But then, something happened. I laughed. I remembered how funny I sounded. I notebook buy want. It sounded like a robot. And suddenly, it didn't hurt anymore. It felt human. I made a mistake. But I didn't stay silent. That was the important part. That day, I learned something powerful. Confidence doesn't come first. Mistakes come first. Then confidence grows. When babies learn to speak, do they say everything perfectly? Number. They make funny mistakes. They say, "I go to park," or "I eat at apple." Do we laugh at them? Number. We smile, we cheer, we say, "Yes, you're learning." Why are we kind to babies but not to ourselves? You will make mistakes. You will forget words. You will say things the wrong way. But if you wait for perfect English before speaking, you will wait forever. Real confidence comes from doing it wrong, then doing it anyway. I remember once I said to someone, "I am boring," instead of "I am bored." Big mistake. I didn't know the difference. The person laughed a little. I laughed too. Then they explained. I learned. I remembered. And guess what? I never forgot that difference again. Mistakes are not the end of the journey. They are part of the journey. Each one teaches you something new. At first, my English was slow. I spoke like this. I go to store now. I forgot articles. I mixed up tenses. Sometimes people didn't understand me, but I kept going. Why? Because every broken sentence I spoke gave me power. Every wrong sentence I said made me braver. It's like riding a bicycle. You fall, you get up, you fall again. But each time you fall, you learn balance. You learn control. You learn courage. Same with English. You speak, you mess up, you speak again. And every time your fear gets smaller, your voice gets stronger. Don't let fear stop you. You might say, "What if people laugh at me?" Let them laugh. Laugh with them. Say, "I'm learning." Most people will respect you. They will help you. They will smile and cheer you on. But more important than other people is you. You must give yourself permission to be imperfect, to be a beginner, to say it wrong, to forget, to sound strange. That's how learning looks. I still make mistakes sometimes. Everyone does. Even native speakers forget words or say strange things. No one speaks perfectly all the time. So let's make a promise. Right here, right now. You will not wait for perfect English. You will not hide behind silence. You will speak. Even when it's broken, even when it's slow, even when you're scared. Because every time you speak, your confidence grows. You will look in the mirror and say, "I made a mistake today, and I'm proud." You will smile and say, "I didn't stop. I spoke. I'm stronger than yesterday." So here's what you can do. Practice out loud every day, even if you get it wrong. Don't erase your mistakes. Learn from them. Laugh at your errors. They are your teachers. Tell yourself, "I don't have to be perfect to speak." Try this simple exercise tonight. Stand in front of the mirror. Say something in English. Anything. If you make a mistake, keep going. Smile. Correct yourself or don't. But speak again. Say, "I'm learning." Mistakes are part of the process. Because they are. One day someone will ask, "How did you become so fluent?" And you will say, "I made mistakes. A lot of them. And I never stopped." This is your journey. It won't be perfect, but it will be powerful. And it starts right now with your brave, beautiful, messy English. Chapter 6. Daily Practice. That actually works. Let me tell you the truth. Fluency doesn't come in one day. It doesn't come from one book. It doesn't come from one big effort. It comes from small steps every single day. When I finally started speaking English, I didn't have a teacher. I didn't have expensive courses. I didn't have hours and hours to study. I had just 30 minutes a day. That's it. But I used those 30 minutes every day, and I used them well. Let me show you my simple practice routine. It changed my life. 15 minutes of shadowing. Every morning, I played a short English video. I listened. I paused. I copied. I didn't think too much. I didn't stop to understand every word. I just copied the voice like a shadow. This trained my mouth, my ears, and my confidence. I did it while brushing my teeth, while making tea, while walking around the room, 10 minutes of speaking alone. After shadowing, I talked to myself. I looked around and described everything I saw. This is my cup. It has coffee. I like it. I said what I was doing. I am washing my face. I am getting ready. No one was watching. No one corrected me. I was free. I didn't need a partner. I became my own speaking partner. 5 new words a day. I didn't try to memorize big lists. I picked 5 small, useful words, words I saw around me, words I could use. I wrote them down. I said them out loud. I used them in my speaking. Just 5 a day. That's it. But 5 words a day for 1 month? That's 150 new words. And they stay in your head because you use them. 2 daily questions, answered out loud. Every day, I asked myself 2 questions in English, simple ones. What did I do today? What will I do tomorrow? I answered slowly, clearly. Today, I went to work. I ate lunch with my friend. We talked. Tomorrow, I will clean my room. I will watch a movie. This helped me practice past tense and future tense without stress. That was my routine. 15 plus 10 plus 5 plus 2. Simple, easy, repeatable. And it worked. Because learning a language is not about big study sessions. It's about small moments of speaking, every day. You don't need a perfect accent. You don't need to speak fast. You just need to speak. Even 5 minutes a day will change you. Even 1 sentence a day brings you closer. One day, I was eating lunch and said, "This soup is hot." It was a small sentence, but I smiled. I had made that sentence in English, without thinking, without fear. Another day, I walked outside and said, "It's sunny today." Again, small, but real. I turned my daily life into my English class. I didn't wait for the perfect moment to practice. I made every moment a practice. Cooking? I named the food. This is rice. I like rice. It smells good. Cleaning? I described what I was doing. I am washing the floor. Looking out the window? I talked about the weather. It is windy. The sky is gray. Getting dressed? I said. I am wearing a blue shirt. These are my shoes. Suddenly, my whole day was full of English. And the best part? It didn't feel like studying. It felt like living. If you're watching this and thinking, "But I don't have time," I understand. I was busy too. But 5 minutes in the morning? You have that. 10 minutes before bed? You have that too. You don't need perfect effort. You need daily effort. Let me repeat that. Not perfect effort. Daily effort. That's how fluency grows. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you will speak slowly. That's okay. Don't stop. Even one word is progress. Say, I'm tired. Say, I'm learning. Say, I will try again tomorrow. This is your journey, and you are walking it now. So here's how you can build your own routine. Pick one short video for shadowing, 1 to 2 minutes. Choose 5 useful words from your day. Talk to yourself about what you're doing. Answer 2 questions out loud. What did I do? What will I do? And do this every day. No pressure, no stress. Just one step, then another. Every word you say brings you closer to fluency. You don't have to speak perfectly, you just have to speak consistently. That's how I learned. That's how you'll learn too. One day, one sentence, one small win at a time. Chapter 7. Turning. Listening into speaking. I used to think listening was enough. For months, I watched English videos. I watched movies. I listened to podcasts. I played English songs on repeat. I filled my ears with English. But I still couldn't speak. The words were in my head, but they didn't come out of my mouth. I understood what people said, but when it was my turn, I froze. I was a silent listener. I thought, maybe I just need more time. So I listened more videos, more songs, more movies, but still, silence. Then I realized something. Listening is not enough. Passive listening doesn't make you speak. It makes you understand. But understanding and speaking are different skills. So I changed the way I listened. I stopped being passive. I started being active. I started listening with a purpose. Not just to understand, but to respond, to repeat, to speak. That changed everything. Now, every time I listen, I ask myself, how can I speak with this? Let me show you what I did. It's simple. You can do it too. I took a short video, just 1 or 2 minutes. Not long, something simple. A vlog, a cartoon, a clip from a talk show. I listened once, just to enjoy it. Then I listened again, but this time I paused after each sentence. I repeated what they said. I didn't care if my voice was slow or wrong. I just copied. Then I took it one step further. I didn't just repeat, I answered. If the speaker said, I had eggs for breakfast, I paused and said, I had toast. If they said, the weather is cold, I said, it's hot where I live. I made the conversation my own. I didn't just listen. I spoke. I also tried summarizing. After a short video, I looked in the mirror and said, he talked about his morning routine. He wakes up at 7. He drinks coffee. He walks his dog. It didn't have to be perfect. It just had to be spoken. I turned English shows into tools. When I watched a movie, I chose one small scene. I listened. I copied. I wrote down new words. I paused and practiced. When I watched a YouTube video, I picked one sentence and made 5 new ones from it. They said, this is my kitchen. I said, this is my room. This is my phone. This is my dog. This is my chair. This is my life. Suddenly, one sentence became 5. One voice became mine. I also turned podcasts into practice. I listened while walking. When I heard a question, I paused and answered. What do you like to eat? I said. I like rice and chicken. I didn't wait for someone to ask me. I asked myself. I answered out loud. That's how you learn to speak. You see, most people say, watch English movies, watch Netflix. You'll learn English. That's only half true. Yes, watching helps your ears, but it doesn't train your mouth. It doesn't give you confidence. It doesn't make you speak. Only speaking makes you speak. So now, every time I listen, I ask myself, can I repeat this? Can I answer this? Can I change the words and make my own sentence? Can I say what I just heard in my own way? You can do this too. Start small. Take a 1-minute clip from your favorite English video. Step 1. Listen once. Enjoy it. Step 2. Listen again. Pause after each sentence. Step 3. Repeat the sentence. Step 4. Change the sentence. Make it your own. Step 5. At the end, say what the video was about in your own words. Do this every day. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a classroom. You just need your ears, your mouth, and a little time. And every time you do it, your brain learns, this is not just something I hear, this is something I can say. So remember this. Listening is good. Speaking is better. Listening plus speaking is powerful. Don't be a quiet listener. Be a loud learner. Turn your favorite show into a lesson. Turn your favorite song into a sentence. Turn every word you hear into a word you speak. That's how I stopped just listening. That's how I started speaking. And that's how you will too. Chapter 8. The Power of Imitation and Emotion. One day I was practicing a sentence. I am happy. I looked in the mirror and I just said it like a robot. I am happy. But my face was flat. No smile, no feeling. It didn't feel real, so I said it again. This time I smiled. I said it louder. I said it with joy. I am happy. Suddenly, the sentence felt alive, and I realized something. English is not just about words, it's about feeling. That day I started acting, not on a stage, not in a theater, just in my room, in front of the mirror. I picked simple sentences. I am sad. I am angry. I am surprised. And I acted them. I made a sad face, a big, angry face. I opened my eyes wide in surprise. I became a small actor in my room. At first, I laughed at myself. It felt silly. But then something amazing happened. I started remembering the words better. Because emotion helps memory. When you speak with feeling, your brain pays attention. Your voice becomes stronger. Your words stick. I didn't just say, I'm tired. I acted tired. I yawned. I spoke slowly. I didn't just say, I'm excited. I jumped up. I smiled. I shouted the words. I felt them. I also copied voices from videos, not just the words, but the tone, the energy, the emotion. I heard someone say, wow, that's amazing. So I said it too. With big eyes, big hands, big voice. Wow, that's amazing. I copied sadness. I don't know what to do. I copied anger. That's not fair. I copied fear. Wait, what was that sound? I didn't care if it looked funny. I was learning. Because English is not just grammar. It's not just correct sentences. It's communication. It's expression. It's feeling. When I added emotion, I became more confident. And it made my English sound natural. Most learners say the words, but there's no feeling. They say, "Good morning," but their face is tired. They say, "I'm fine," but their voice is nervous. When you add feeling, you don't just speak English. You live it. You connect. You remember. Even native speakers use this trick when learning other languages. They act. They play. They feel. So I turned my room into a little stage. Each morning, I picked one emotion. I acted with that feeling. Sometimes happy. Today is a great day. Sometimes sad. I miss my friend. Sometimes scared. It's dark in here. Sometimes angry. Why didn't you call me? Sometimes proud. I did it. I really did it. I said the same sentence in 5 different ways. I'm here. Calm, angry, excited, scared, confused. Try it. Right now. Pick a sentence. Any sentence. Say it 5 times with 5 emotions. You'll feel silly, but you'll also feel powerful. Because now you're not just using your brain, you're using your heart, your body, your whole self. Emotion brings the words to life. Later, when I spoke to real people, I didn't sound flat. I sounded real. People listened. They smiled. They responded. Because feeling is universal. Everyone understands a smile. Everyone feels excitement. Everyone knows fear, joy, sadness, anger. When your voice carries emotion, your message becomes stronger. And here's another secret. Emotion removes fear. When you act, you're not thinking about mistakes. You're playing. You're performing. You're free. So start acting in your language learning. Be loud. Be soft. Be funny. Be dramatic. Say, I'm hungry, like you haven't eaten in days. Say, I'm cold, like you're in the snow. Say, this is amazing, like you just won the lottery. Let yourself go. Let the feeling guide the words. You'll see. Your English will become more natural, more fun, and more you. So don't just learn English, feel it, live it, act it. That's how I found my real voice, and that's how you will too. Chapter 9. Building Sentences from Nothing. At first, I only knew single words: eat, rice, hungry. But real speaking needs more than words. It needs sentences. So I started small. The first step was the simplest sentence, subject plus verb, like, I eat. You run. She sleeps. Just 2 words, easy to say, easy to remember. Next, I added more details. I eat rice. You run fast. She sleeps now. Then I added feelings and reasons. I eat rice because I'm hungry. You run fast to win the race. She sleeps now because she is tired. Each new word added more meaning. I thought of sentences like building blocks. First block, subject. Second block, verb. Third block, object or detail. Fourth block, reason or feeling. Like stacking blocks higher and higher, my sentences grew from 2 words to 12 words, and even more. Soon I could tell a story. Yesterday, I ate rice and vegetables because I was very hungry. I could ask questions. Do you eat rice every day? What do you like to eat? I could describe things. The food is hot and delicious. Building sentences step by step made speaking less scary. I repeated this process every day. 1 sentence, then 2. then a short story, and each time I felt stronger. You can do this too. Start with 2 words. I read. Add 1 more. I read books. Then add feelings. I read books because I love stories. Take your time. Build slowly. Use simple blocks to make big sentences. Soon you'll tell your own stories, ask your own questions, and describe your world in English. Remember, every sentence starts small. From nothing, you can build everything. Chapter 10. Real-life speaking practice without leaving home. I didn't travel abroad. I didn't have native English friends, but I still practice speaking every day. How? I found other ways to speak English without leaving my home. I used online partners. I talked to AI chatbots. I used video apps to practice. I recorded myself speaking and listened back. I watched videos, paused them, and repeated what I heard. I made fake conversations with my phone. I pretended someone was talking and I answered out loud. These tools helped me speak like I was really talking to someone. You don't need to live in an English-speaking country to speak English. You don't need to wait for a native friend to practice. With technology, you can practice anywhere, anytime. This chapter is for everyone who wants to speak but can't travel. No more excuses, only solutions. Start today. Use your phone, your computer, your voice. Real-life speaking practice is possible from home. Chapter 11. Speaking without thinking in your native language. At first, I always translated in my head. I saw a chair and thought the word in my own language first. But one day, something changed. I looked at a chair and said, chair, without thinking in my native language first. It didn't happen all at once. It happened step by step. Here is how you can do it too. Stop translating. Start connecting ideas directly in English. Think in pictures, not words from your language. Use English dictionaries to learn new words. Speak slowly, but try to think only in English. This is the moment you begin to feel real fluency. When your brain stops translating, you start speaking English naturally. It takes practice, but you can do it. Keep going. Your fluency is waiting. Chapter 12. Becoming a confident English speaker in 30 days. Look back at how far you've come. From one word in the mirror, to full sentences, to small conversations. You did it. You followed the journey. You are speaking English now. It's not perfect, but it's real. This is only the beginning. Keep speaking every day. Remember, confidence comes after action. You spoke, you grew, you won. Keep going. Your English will keep getting better. If you've made it this far, you're not just watching a video. You're changing your life. I'm proud of you. Now it's your turn. Comment below. What was your first English word? Let's build this community together. Like this video to keep it alive for others. Subscribe for more daily practice and speaking tips. And most of all, keep speaking. Even small English is real English. Keep going. You got this.